We back at it with these theories, y'all. We are on a roll. And I tell you, we dropping videos. We back at it with these theories, y'all. We are on a roll. And I tell you, we dropping videos like this, recording like this, editing, uploading like this. We on a roll. But theories on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube that are going to make us question reality. Shout out to each and every single one of you guys that have sent in videos. Again, if you want your video featured on here along with the shout out, please add the Discord. The link is in the description down below. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's reaction video. The first shout out of the day goes to DeAndre. Thank you for the video.
Hospitals will be empty when everyone knows this. A single cup is enough to cleanse the liver and skin. This is the most complete of all. For this tip, we will need to cut up a purple onion. The onion is extremely rich in antioxidants, which will contribute for a long time to reduce cholesterol and triglycerides. For this recipe, we will also need 2 lemons. We will cut them into small pieces.
Or lime.
Lemon is a powerful natural antibiotic, thanks to its high content of vitamin C, which helps to increase our body's defenses. Finally, we'll add 2 cloves of garlic and 300 milliliters of water. We'll let it boil for about 10 minutes. If you want, you can sweeten it with a spoon of honey, although I recommend taking it unsweetened. You will take this on an empty stomach 3 times for a week, and you will see how all the bad stuff you will discard in the urine. Thank you for watching so far. Tell me your city, so I can send you a hug.
So I can send you a hug. I've been learning so much about stuff that you have at the house that can really heal your body. Y'all, your girl done invested in a juicer. When I tell y'all health is wealth, I'm really about to start taking more care of my body and my health and just doing all these remedies from stuff that you have at home.
But Islam is quite patriarchal, isn't it? I mean, doesn't the Quran say that men have authority over women?
Well, don't they? Men are the ones who have been oppressing you all this time, right? I mean, according to your own narrative, men have been running the show. The feminists are asking for their so-called rights. From who exactly? Look, if you didn't have what you call patriarchy, then what you would have is a hell on earth for women. Because clearly, women do not have the power to coerce men, to force men, to make men deal with them this way or that way. If you're out somewhere and a man starts to chat you up and you don't want to be chatted up, what do? You tell him, I have a boyfriend, I'm married, and he goes away. You have to conjure up an imaginary man to get him to back off, because 9 times out of 10, only a man can keep another man in check, because men are inherently more dangerous than women. Instead of patriarchy, replace that word with bodyguard. What makes more sense? For you to be my bodyguard or for me to be your bodyguard? Who do you think is more capable of protecting who? From who? If men didn't protect women, who would? Why, men would do whatever they wanted. And isn't your bodyguard responsible for you? Shouldn't you listen to him if he says, for example, don't go here, don't go there, or let's take this route instead of that route because it's safer? Isn't that authority? But he's doing it for you. Would you feel resentment about that authority? That's irrational.
Now, ladies, really listen to that with healed ears. Really listen to that without your opinions, your thoughts, your comments, and really listen to what that man was saying, because he's absolutely right. There's been so many times where I have been out and, you know, men, it's what they do. They approach. Oh, I got a boyfriend. Oh, I'm married. Well, I can't use the married card no more because I used to wear a ring. Y'all, I used to wear a ring so that I wouldn't get bothered. But then I took it off because, and I was like, oh, wow, wait. I could be ruining my chances. It's like, we want to be the guy married. So, long story short, I used to wear the ring or whatever, but I took that off. But you're not going to say, oh, they're not scared of no woman. But if you say, oh, I have a boyfriend, I have a man, I have a husband, whatever the case is, that is your first go-to. It really is. It truly, truly is when you think about it. But I said all that to say is that I really want women to listen to this, because they'll hear the women aren't greater than, and then they'll lose it. They'll go crazy. Women have to submit to men. Oh, they lost their mind. They don't even want to hear the rest of what this man just had to say. Listen. Just listen to what he's saying with open ears, because he's not lying.
Now, do you know why Mr. Muhammad teaches us not to eat from the pig?
Well, the pig contains certain disease-causing organisms.
Right, you're exactly right. Now, that's the physical aspect. There's also the mental or psychological aspects, and there's the spiritual reasons why we're not supposed to eat of the pig.
That's 3 reasons.
Look at the characteristics of a pig. He's sloppy, he's greedy, greedy like a pig, isn't that what they say? They also say you are what you eat. So what we put into our mouths affects our minds and our heart. We don't want to take on these characteristics of sloppiness, of uncleanliness, of selfishness. Now, from a spiritual aspect or a spiritual standpoint, the Bible and the Quran teaches us that it is divinely forbidden for us to eat of any pig. In various chapters in the Bible and the Quran, it talks about this. So from a physical standpoint, from a mental or a psychological standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint, we don't want anything.
Oh my gosh, that has to be my favorite part about this movie. It took me forever to like finally sit down and watch this movie, but then after a while, like I'm glad that I waited, because you know Yahuwah's timing is perfect. You're not supposed to eat pig. You're not supposed to eat pork. And then a lot of y'all gonna come in here and say, well, the law's done away with. No, it's not. Because Matthew 5:17, if you read it the way you're supposed to read it, tells him he did not come to abolish, but to fulfill. Fulfill meaning he showed us how to live the Torah, because you had the Pharisees and the Sadducees sitting here distorting the Torah. So he had to come down here to show us how to live it. So he lived it. He followed all the laws, the statutes, and commandments. And when he died, he was telling and teaching us, or before he died, he was telling and teaching us to do the same exact thing, whether he's here or whether he's not. So don't tell me Matthew 5:17 is the law being done away with, because it's not. You hear this stuff. You are what you eat, y'all. And he broke it down from 3 aspects. Pig is not even worth it. If you can, and not even looking at it from a biblical standpoint, like if you really do your research on it, like it's so much negative factors that it has in your life when you partake in this meat. And then at the end of the day, like I always say, if Yahuwah tells us no, I promise you it's for a great reason. He don't want us to suffer. He don't want us messed up. He don't want us in health problems. No, he's telling us this because there's a reason behind it. Ain't no pork on my fork over here, baby.
73% of African Americans are lactose intolerant. 95% of Asians, roughly 70% of Native Americans, and about 53% of Hispanic Americans are lactose intolerant.
Jeez.
Our government is encouraging Americans of color to eat foods that it knows is going to make them ill. Ultimately, what that boils down to is the government is telling me as an African American to eat food that's going to make me ill for no health benefit, so that it will benefit dairy farmers, as a form of institutionalized racism.
Yeah, milk is a risky food for human consumption. As a pediatrician, I see on a daily basis children suffering from conditions that are linked or associated to dairy consumption, such as eczema, acne, constipation, acid reflux, iron deficiency, anemia. Cow's milk protein is the most allergenic food.
People say, well, no, I want hormone-free, not injected with bovine growth hormone.
It don't matter.
Milk is this hormonal fluid, so it's just packed with sex hormones and natural sex steroid hormones like estrogen, progesterone. In fact, doesn't matter if it's conventional milk, doesn't matter if it's organic milk. Milk without hormones, that's an oxymoron. Organic dairy has just as much saturated fat and cholesterol.
It's no
and
different.
lactose and all the things that you don't want as conventional dairy.
Dairy products in general have a lot of other products associated with it, not the least of which is pus. I mean, they actually have laws limiting how much pus you can actually have in a milk and still sell it. I believe it's like 7.
When I tell y'all milk used to be my stuff, y'all, I hope I didn't turn nobody off. I used to drink milk heavy. I'm talking about like, I would just grab it just because. Get me a cup, throw some ice cubes in there. I was a milk drinker, and then I think my mom was like, yeah, we shouldn't be drinking that stuff because of what they're doing. So then I just kind of switched to almond milk. It's not the same, but I mean, when you kind of realize what they doing to the milk, you ain't got no choice but to switch. But this dairy stuff I really do have to get into, because I know like the way I'm eating now, I know I'm doing still with the cheese, sour cream, things of that nature. So I'm gonna have to look up alternatives. I know alternatives. Do I want to make that lifestyle commitment though? I need to watch that show though. What the hell? Have y'all seen that? Let me know in the comments below.
Did you get even 4?
Really?
Yeah.
Peer pressured into the.
Yeah, kind of.
Is that what you're saying? I don't know.
Went to the doctor and I did my blood work again because I take my blood work all the time, and then I showed to the doctor and we kind of see these particles and I'm like, what is this? And then they all
No
say,
way!
This is
Shut the up!
This is from this, and I'm like, oh my god. Reason why people they die, they have these white blood clots, tons of them in the blood everywhere, and so they're like, this is what you maybe have.
Oh, he died? Wait, whoa. I didn't know he died. 1993, he was only 3 years older than me. Oh, wow. I didn't see that coming. Dang, R.I.P. to Joe. Thank you, Paid, for the video.
You think they're going to cure? It's a $194 billion a year business. Chemotherapy is big business.
Yeah.
You think if you came up with a pill, a guy had a pill that cures, you'd take 3 steps and you popped in the head.
Dead.
I got a car that runs on water. Dead, found hanging.
He ain't lying.
Hey, I figured out a way to make all this power free. Another guy hanging.
It's not funny.
It doesn't make because it's billions with a B of dollars involved, and so it's not going to stop. You can't. It's like you can't. Look, we don't live in a Walt Disney movie. The world is obviously very, corrupt and there's real evil. I mean,
that's a business industry. You come up with a cure. Now my industry is done with. Why come up with a cure when I make money to keep you sick? I'm not gonna make money if you're cured. Remember, it's a subscription. I broke this down already in multiple videos, but just in case we have some new people, being sick and keeping you sick is like a subscription. I get my monthly fee every month from you. Even though I know a cure to help you, but if I know the cure, then that means you're gonna stop your subscription. That means I lost my income. So no, I'm gonna hold on to the cure and I'm just gonna keep you sick by doing these remedies that's going to make you more sicker. It's a business. It's an industry. Thank you, Feezy, for the video. The Paramount intro is about the fallen angels.
Did y'all catch that? Here, take a look one more time. Now, angels have been considered stars, so now you see stars falling from the sky. They're gliding across the waters, and oh, they're going to Mars. It is 22 stars. There were 22 named fallen angels that descended upon Mount Hermon. Now, 22 named fallen angels. These angels bestowed wisdoms individually, case by case for each one, to human beings. Wisdoms we did not yet deserve. That's Book of Enoch for you. But nonetheless, this is obviously an archetype for that we never even noticed in the Paramount intro, and it gets even deeper.
Thank you, Miss Harris, for the video.
Look behind you. Insane. Whoa, did you see that just shoot across? Did anyone else see that?
I seen it Oh. I thought he was just talking about the lightning. Yeah, I seen that part. I didn't see that little thing that went across. Thank you, DeAndre.
Appeal coating is now applied to fruits and vegetables at major grocery stores, but there's more to the story than you've been told. Food companies have already been applying appeal coating to fruits and vegetables for 5 years. Since 2018, Costco has been selling apples and avocados that contain the appeal label, and Walmart has been selling cucumbers that contain the label since 2020. Appeal cannot be washed off with water and is made by processing grapeseed oil with the use of 2 solvents, being ethyl acetate or heptane. The base ingredients in appeal, which are mono and diglycerides, permit up to 21,000 parts per million of ethyl acetate and 23,000 parts per million of heptane in the final coating. They also permit up to 6% soap, 10 parts per million of palladium, 3 parts per million of arsenic, 2 parts per million of lead, and 1 part per million of cadmium and mercury. The coating is classified as generally recognized as safe, which indicates that the FDA did not do its own safety review of it, and it was done by the food and chemical industry. And you may be thinking that if you buy organic, then you can avoid this, but that's not the case. The organic peel label is approved for use in organic products. Back in 2002, the NOSB approved mono and diglycerides for use in organic food, but restricted their use to the drumroll drying of food, specifically for potato mash mixes. Since the NOSB cannot find any favorable replacements, they have continued to allow its use, which has now been expanded to food coating. The company, which has gained the backing of high-level investors like Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, Katy Perry, the World Bank Group, and the Rockefeller Foundation, wants to fight food waste. Food waste is a significant issue that I've touched on many times. However, I believe this is a concerning band-aid solution to a much bigger problem, which is that people are disconnected from their food sources. Rather than stressing yourself out with looking at all the food labels to see which brands do and don't apply appeal, my recommendation would just be to buy fruits and vegetables directly from farmers who grow them.
Was the world operating like this 15, 20, 30 years ago?
Yes, sir. My trigger. Back up in this thing, man. Today, I'm reacting to some creepy TikToks that'll leave you in disarray. Let's get it.
So Chile suffered from a wildfire a couple of days ago, right? But somebody took a video that was very questionable. And I'm gonna play it right now. And you guys let me know what you think about this.
¿Será verdad la teoría de la Casa Azul?
Now look, I'm not one to believe in coincidences, right? I believe everything happens by design. How many coincidences until it's mathematically impossible? Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't know, guys, like this is a very interesting occurrence. The house was barely touched, okay? Everything around it demolished.
I don't know if that's just a coincidence, but I still might be ordering a couple cans of blue paint from Sharon Williams' song.
Hey yo, why was Ice Spice wearing an upside down cross during the Super Bowl? Not only that, but when the camera pans on her, she does devil horns with her fingers. I could be reaching. I could be reaching though.
Wearing an inverted cross and throwing up the devil horns is one thing, but she really doubled down with the Balenciaga outfit, bro. That's the triple threat.
I saw this thing. A weatherman is like showing the radar and like this big like storm formation or whatever. He's like, just so you know, this isn't a storm. This is just military exercise. Popping up on the radar looking like a storm.
Yeah.
Did it again, but they were basically like, this is not a weather formation. This is the military dropping chaff, shreds of aluminum, fiberglass, and plastic used by the military to trick radars.
What?
So it's basically a blanketing system to where the radars cannot penetrate through it. And they've been doing that all over the US.
The ingredients that they just listed for chaff sounds a lot like glitter. And if you know anything about the glitter conspiracy, then you know that one of the biggest mysteries is who's the largest purchaser of it. And I think we just figured it out. It might be Uncle Sam.
A Category 5 hurricane is about as scary as it can get, but a new study suggests global warming could be supercharging storms just enough to warrant a new Category 6. See, a Category 5 includes any storm with winds above 157 miles per hour. But that doesn't quite capture how strong some of these storms actually get. In just the last decade, researchers identified 5 hurricanes or typhoons with winds of over 192 miles per hour, qualifying them as a hypothetical Category 6. This is in large part due to warmer temperatures in the ocean and atmosphere that are fueling hurricanes to grow even more intense. And while it isn't likely a new category of hurricanes will actually be created, researchers hope to improve how the strength of storms are communicated in emergencies to avoid underestimating just how strong these storms can get.
Let's just stop beating around the bush and call any storm with winds over 190 miles per hour a Category Heart. That's more transparent if you ask me.
Hello, I'm gonna get one of these signed if that's all right.
Please.
My name's Justin.
Justin?
Yes.
I-N?
Yes, with an I-N.
Where are you from, Justin?
Orlando.
Picture?
Not too far. No, I'm okay on a picture, but thank you. I do have a question though. Sometimes when we're watching the ISS footage, you'll see the astronauts sometimes connected with wires and harnesses. Is that to keep them like in the frame during the broadcast, or what's the reason for that?
You know, I haven't actually seen them while they're inside the shuttle.
Yeah, like when they're inside the ISS, sometimes during the feeds, the broadcast, you'll see them kind of pulling on their belts or something like that.
I have not personally seen that,
oh, really?
But I know that they try to be still when they're
right.
talking to someone, and then they usually try to release you like
yeah, because I've seen the foot before, and it almost looked like a foot was caught like inside something, but there was nothing really there. It was really strange. I didn't know if there was something to kind of like hold them in place or something.
They never had anything like
oh, okay.
that, but they may have learned over time that it was hard to stay still. And
yeah.
Did
you ever think the public would find out that all the spacewalks were filmed underwater?
Thanks, sir.
Did you have any comment on that?
Well, we train underwater.
Oh, okay. But only training?
Only training.
I feel like she handled that interrogation pretty well until she started stuttering and gave the most unscientific answers ever.
Well, we train underwater.
Interesting videos are coming out of California. As you know, they're dealing with the atmospheric river and just the crazy weather with the flooding. Well, these witnesses in Fresno captured what looks like a piece of a palm tree floating in thin air. They claim that it was not being held up by power lines or anything. There's nothing near it. It's literally just stuck in the air. Take a look at this video and tell me what you think.
What the? What the?
unless there was a constant updraft and downdraft to keep it stationary like that, I feel like it may have been just tied up with fishing string, but I'm more concerned about those red orbs that were flashing in the sky.
Giants were very much real, and they were around not too long ago. But these versions were the smallest of the giant, where it seems like after the last reset, either directly or indirectly, they were slowly phased out. These were not individuals, though, that suffered from giganticism. You see no disfigurements, no deformations, just giant people living side by side with us little people. Once they were phased out to nothing more than a genetic abnormality, then the removal of them from history began, where we are told today that the thousands of years of shared history with them, all the depictions of them, all the pictures of them, are nothing more than just fables. Fables that were depicted the same in every country for thousands of years. The parasites had to remove them, though. To get us to deny our creator, they had to install all these theories like evolution, and giants would certainly go against that poorly constructed theory.
We consider professional basketball players today some of the tallest humans on earth, but if these pictures are legit, then they make even LeBron James look like a little league AAU player, bro. That's those Nephilim genes.
Is it gonna rain in Dubai today? Just so I know. I have to drive back from Abu Dhabi to Dubai.
No.
It's not raining. It's a sunny day. The UAE government invested more than $20 million in research to start a process called cloud seeding. The UAE performs around 1,000 hours of cloud seeding a year, and it's all controlled by this building in the National Center of Meteorology in Abu Dhabi, where they track the whole process. We met with a cloud seeding expert to explain how the seeding process works.
We wait the forecast. When we have a good, chance for a cloud, we send the aircraft to that location. Go under the cloud. In the first stage of the cloud, there is good updraft at that time. Start to release all the salt, and with the good updraft, of course, it will go inside the cloud. The droplets will become bigger and start to rain.
The center manufactures a salt substance that helps enhance rainfall. They put them in what they call flares.
I can see how this could be useful for Dubai since it sits in an arid desert, but I doubt that the only thing being sprayed out the back of these planes is salt.
Most people are probably going to dismiss this as insignificant or not a big deal, but let me know what you think. So this is Vatican City. You see that nice obelisk there? Well, the city of London and Washington, D.C. also have obelisks. And despite Vatican City being surrounded by Italy, it is not actually a part of Italy. Has its own government, its own police force, and the same goes for Washington, D.C. It's not actually a part of the U.S. It's its own territory. It has its own police force, its own government. Look, City of London, which is in the middle of London, you'd think it's a part of London, but it's actually its own city-state with its own government and its own police force. Although the City of London falls under the jurisdiction of Greater London and the GLA, it has its own special status, its own government, its own mayor, and its own independent police force. So there is some spiritual significance to this. The City of London being the financial center, the Vatican City being the religious center, and Washington, D.C. being the military center of the world. The other crazy thing is we know the Vatican Archives is miles and miles of library underground in the Vatican, ancient books and things. Well, this is where the Pope speaks inside of this big hall, it's called. And that's a very interesting looking design behind it. But this is more interesting. Well, that building he was in, just pictured, looks like the side of a snake. The inside, like he stands back there and talks. And that looks pretty reptile-like. Because of the odds of making this look like that by accident are very slim, we got to ask ourselves why they did it.
I was always taught that the serpent was the reason behind humanity's downfall, so I'm confused as to why the Pope is speaking from the mouth of one.
Right here, would you? Yeah. It's heavy, so this. Wow, that is.
No, weird. I know, I noticed that too.
I don't know what this is, but there's a big bag in there with water.
Whoever is brave enough to actually purchase this home has a surprise coming to them, because I don't think a freezer in the middle of the floor was used to store prime rib and Chateaubriand.
P.T. Barnum, Phineas Taylor Barnum, who's considered the greatest showman. There was a film made about his life, which was very generous. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, right. The truth is, he was a very horrible, a horrible human being through and through. Okay, he only cared about money basically, and anything he did which seemed caring, it was done for publicity first and foremost. Everything was out there in the open for the public to see because he wanted to give the illusion that he was a charitable person. He was actually a member of the Odd Fellows, which is a secret society, an offshoot of Freemasonry.
I'm pretty sure a couple of American presidents were members of the Odd
Fellows. More than a couple. The Odd Fellows, funnily enough, their logo is 3 rings interlocking each other, like 3 chain links. And if you think
the 3-ring circus.
P.T. Barnum did come up with the 3-ring circus, yeah, so he was incorporating his occult symbols into the circus as soon as he got involved with it. The circus itself is a direct copy of Freemasonic rituals. So you have the ringmaster, that's Solomon, the ringmaster who used the ring to control demons to build his temple, right. You know. And what does the ringmaster do but orchestrate the performers or the clowns, the demons, you know? He's the orchestrator of that. And it's a giant Freemasonic ritual just put into the public eye. So not only is the ringmaster of Solomon analog, but he is also the Grand Worshipful Master of the Lodge, who also wears a top hat. The Grand Worshipful Master of Freemason ritual, the Grand Worshipful Master is the only one allowed to wear a top hat. No one else is allowed to wear a hat.
Interesting. It's all connected.
I've been to the circus several times and never considered the fact that I'm participating in a ritual, bro. I can't even watch the trapeze artist and eat my roasted peanuts in peace no more.
Well, that didn't take long. An MIT PhD student has already hacked the Apple Vision Pro. That Mashable article didn't have any details about the hack, so I went and found the researcher's Twitter account where he posted some screenshots. You can see here where he induced the kernel panic. This is what leads to potentially a jailbreak, but definitely crashes the device. This guy Joseph is no stranger to iOS research. You can go follow him on Twitter. And even as recently as December, he was posting vulnerabilities about iOS and macOS.
I can only imagine how stressful virus pop-ups are in augmented reality. And if you spend $3,500 on any electronic device, the last thing you expect is to get hacked within 2 weeks of owning it.
Hayatımda gördüğüm en değişik canlılardan birisi, acayip çirkin ya. Bakar mısın bir?
Harun yalnız bayağı yaşlı. Bayağı yaşlı. Bir de üst kısmına bak, başının üst kısımlarına yani yaşlılık çizgileri gibi de anlaşılabiliyor. Saçları dökülmüş. Kaç yaşında tahmin olarak? 8'i rahat var. Mükemmel, şöyle kafasını şöyle tutasın gelecek diye. Isırsa herhalde.
Hayatımda gördüğüm en değişik canlılardan birisi, acayip çirkin ya. Bakar mısın bir?
Harun yalnız bayağı yaşlı. Bayağı yaşlı.
Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another episode with iTrack. Shout out to the iTrack fam, man. I appreciate you guys for tapping in yet again. If this is your first time here, what we like to do is take a look at the most interesting and creepy TikToks and kind of evaluate for ourselves whether these are fact or fiction. If you haven't already, do me a favor and smash that like button, smash that subscribe button if you're not already a part of the iTrack fam. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it.
Do you see this woman right here? This is why they want to shut down TikTok. Listen closely to what she's about to say and let me know what you think about it in the comments below.
The power of NAD. You probably heard all the celebrities are taking it as injections. Why? Because it's supposed to slow down the aging process, and it's one of the 3 things that makes us age. And we start losing NAD as we get older, same as the collagen, same as the glutathione. So as we start losing this, our skin starts to sag and we start to get wrinkles and we start aging. Our metabolism goes down. I feel like NAD is really great for energy. It's a source of energy. Also, if we had no NAD in our body, we'd be, you know what I mean? So if you're looking for a great thing to add, it's NAD. It's NAD. It's the collagen gives like results, but the NAD you feel so good on it.
This NAD that she was talking about is a molecule in our cells that converts our nutrients into energy. And as we get older, our NAD levels begin to decline drastically. If you supply your body with NAD, you could potentially revitalize those cells and keep your body energized. So what many wealthy people have been doing is supplying their body with NAD in hopes to combat the effects of aging. But the bad news is that NAD injections are very expensive. It can cost you nearly $1,000 for just one single session. But the good news is that NAD can be made in other ways by using precursors like nicotinamide riboside, which converts into NAD after taking it. You can even pair it with other compounds like resveratrol or quercetin, which can improve your body's energy levels tremendously. So if you're interested in boosting those NAD levels and keeping your body feeling energized, I've linked a potent version of nicotinamide riboside down below so you can get it while you still can.
Alright guys, so I'm not one to follow conspiracy theories or anything like that, but this is a little too obvious and it's kind of insane. So as you can see, Ice Spice is at the Super Bowl and they keep putting her up on camera, and I can't help but notice that she has this weird necklace on, right? Now, I don't know if I'm tripping or not, but is that an upside down cross, bro? It breaks my heart because I love Ice Spice. Like, I actually enjoy her music. Like, as you guys see here, they're at the game right now. They keep showing her on, and I swear that's an upside down cross. And what I'm about to show you is actually the scariest one. This is where I was like, hold up, something isn't right. All right, so this is a video of somebody at the Super Bowl while Taylor Swift is taking a drink. Right, so if you see it, you just see Taylor Swift chugging a drink. Everyone's going crazy, right? But if you zoom into Ice Spice, like, look, again, I'm not a crazy conspiracy theory guy. Guys, look what she does with her hands. Bro, she's legit throwing up. That, I'm pretty sure, is a satanic hand gesture. And then she throws up her upside down cross necklace. This is just sad, bro. This is honestly sad, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below.
Every time you saw Taylor Swift on your TV at the Super Bowl, you were flashed with demonic hand gestures and an inverted cross. Because right next to her was this woman, Ice Spicy. The second she notices she's on TV, she does her hand gestures and shows her cross. I mean, you don't even have to be a conspiracy theorist for this one. Her friends are drinking, doing whatever, watching the game, and she does this. It just looks so forced. And for those of you saying it's not an upside down cross, Playboy Cardi literally posted it on his story, and in up-close videos and photos of her, you can see she's clearly rocking it. After the Chiefs won, the President of the United States posted this on his Instagram saying, "Just like we drew it up in these red eyes." Kanye West was at the game wearing all black with a black mask with Jesus Christ in between his eyes. This is the biggest stage in the world. Everything on your TV is there for a reason, and we haven't even got to the commercials or the halftime show yet. They can continue to show us this imagery and try and normalize it, but I can promise you one thing: I will never stop exposing what is going on in this world.
I had no clue Ice Spice was on that type of time, but I guess now we know.
About something longer than a couple days. If this happens 6 to 9 months, then again, it amplifies it, 1,000 to 1,000,000 fold. So if we truly have an outage that is nationwide, that lasts 9 months, the EMP Commission, which is a commission that was mandated by U.S. Congress, and it has much more authority and better funding than a congressional committee. They found that as many as 90% of Americans would die.
90% of Americans, what's 90% of 360 million people?
Yeah, so it's like 300 million. So
300 million people wiped off the map just like that. And how long did you say that would take?
9 months.
9 months?
That was the metric that the EMP Commission utilized.
And what does it look like if our power grid goes down?
So it really becomes almost zombie apocalypse. And it's horrific because we think about loosening the rule of law. And so we have George Carlin, a clip from, one of his comedy tours in a movie. And he says, you can't count on the police or the National Guard. They'll be at home protecting their own family. And that's exactly true.
I don't think people realize how much chaos and how miserable it will become when the power grid goes down. And just, I've known this is coming for a long time. And when I first started looking into, me and my wife lived in Florida. We went through a hurricane, and anybody who lives in Florida, the population just continues to increase and increase. And now after 2020 and COVID, with all the mandates, all these people that want freedom are just pouring in there like like it's nobody's business. And well, we moved up here about 5 years ago to Tennessee, and we went through a hurricane. Here's what happens in a hurricane. If anybody's been through one, they obviously know, but grocery stores are completely wiped out within about 48 hours of a hurricane coming. Just the news alone, people go into panic mode, and there goes all the water, there goes all the bread, there goes all the meat, all the frozen food, all the vegetables, anything you can think of, it's gone. Gasoline, gone. The lines go around, the lines can be over a mile long sometimes. Plywood, gone. Why do you need plywood? To keep looters out and to keep debris that the hurricane's going to throw at your house from breaking windows. All the plywood's gone. All the generators are gone because everybody knows the power is going to go out. Everything that you can think, you can't even escape it because I believe it was Matthew, there was a stop and go traffic jam on Highway 95, and that went all the way from Miami to Atlanta, Georgia. Stop and go traffic. There is no escape. And so when we went through that, that hurricane, if I remember correctly, that wound up being kind of over embellished by the news, but it did paint a picture of what it's going to be like with all these new people. I mean, Florida's worried that they're not going to be able to flush the toilets in a couple of years. There's so many people down there now. So we moved up here.
I keep hearing rumblings of the grid going down, so definitely keep your head on a swivel, do your own homework. It's better to be caught with some information than without it.
It's a fucking cloud with lights in it. Moving weird. I've never seen no shit like that. A cloud got sparkly lights in it. I've never seen shit like that. Moving weird. Now you see the sparkling lights in it. Never seen no shit like this in my life.
I was tracking a light in the sky. I couldn't tell on the camera if it was a satellite or not. And I'm tracking this light. And as far as I was concerned while it was happening, that was it. It was just one light. And I was looking at the footage on the computer. I noticed I had caught the most amazing thing ever. And that was very, very definitive to me, seeing that footage. This light comes from the top left corner of the screen, zips down, and then zips back up to this object I was tracking and pulls these maneuvers that I've never seen anything pull before in the sky. And yeah, that really sold me on it. Because I was honestly starting to feel like I was losing my mind, and I was really questioning everything. I was starting to feel like I was crazy. Like, am I just filming satellites? I don't know. Like, you really start wondering and start questioning yourself, and it's been really tough in that regard. But every now and then you'll get stuff like this on video, and it's like, okay, yeah, no, there's actually something here. There's actually something here. And then you go over everything that had happened previously, and when you look at the big picture, you can start piecing it all together, that something is actually going on, and you're not going crazy. And boy, I'll tell you, you really do need moments like that where you capture really good stuff on video, because if you don't, if you just capture like questionable things on video that could be something, you will start to go crazy.
All right, so scientists, some, are sounding the alarm on a so-called solar superstorm that could, and this is important, underline the word could, eventually wipe out the internet for weeks or even months.
Scientists have revealed that a new solar storm is coming, and it may have dire consequences for the world. Reports suggest that this storm will be the biggest humanity has seen in 100 years, and may have the power to take down Earth's entire technological infrastructure. So, what is the cause of this imminent wave of disruption? How will it impact humanity, and do we need to be worried? Let's take a closer look. The imminent solar storm. Indian astronomers have recently issued a cautionary alert, expressing concerns about an impending powerful solar storm that has the potential to disrupt global internet connectivity for several weeks. Researchers have made a noteworthy discovery regarding the correlation between the sun's magnetic field and its sunspot cycle, offering insights into predicting the peak of solar activity.
The sun has a very predictable, but actually quite mysterious cycle of activity. It gets very, very active every 11 years, and then it settles back down to more of a peaceful existence.
Initially, NASA projected that the next solar maximum would commence in late 2025. However, a recent study has disclosed an accelerated timeline, suggesting an earlier onset, most likely in early 2024. The study, led by physicist Dibyendu Nandi from the IISER Kolkata Center of Excellence in Space Sciences in India, forecasts a solar event in early 2024. While predicting the exact intensity and repercussions of these solar storms remains challenging at this stage, Nandi emphasizes that further understanding will unfold as the new year approaches. On a positive note, he acknowledges the aesthetic aspect of solar storms, mentioning the creation of beautiful auroras. Thus, there is optimism that 2024 may be a favorable year for aurora hunters. However, some scientists are sounding an alarm, interpreting the rapid increase in sunspots as a potential precursor.
When you start seeing more and more sunspots, there's an expectation that you're going to see more intense and more frequent solar flare.
To a significant event akin to the historic Carrington event. The sun, a colossal sphere of hot, electrically charged gas, perpetually undergoes dynamic movement, giving rise to a formidable magnetic field. This magnetic field experiences a cyclic transformation known as the solar cycle, recurring approximately every 11 years. A noteworthy event within this cycle is the complete reversal of the sun's magnetic poles, signifying a switch between the north and south poles. The solar cycle significantly influences surface activity on the sun, notably the formation of sunspots, attributed to the sun's magnetic fields. Monitoring the solar cycle involves tallying the number of sunspots. Initiated by a period of solar minimum characterized by the least occurrence of sunspots, the cycle progresses as solar activity and sunspot numbers steadily increase. The midpoint, termed the solar maximum, marks the phase with the highest sunspot count. Subsequently, the cycle wanes, returning to the solar minimum before initiating a new cycle. Examining historical data, such as sunspot counts during solar maximum phases in 2001, compared to weaker phases in 1996 or
Yo, man, what's going on, everybody, man? By today's title and thumbnail, you already know what to expect.
I don't gotta do too much talking. I ain't gonna do too much yapping.
You already know what the vibe is, man. These are crazy things that are going to change our mind, change our reality, and possibly just even the way we think. You know, I tell y'all that all the time. Learning these things is honestly, it's eye-opening. And it definitely make you question this thing that we know as life. So make sure that you all got your
eyes peeled.
And you hit that like button. I'm telling you all, the more likes this video get, the higher it will rank. We'll break the algorithm, and let's get it, and let's go. Gotta get the headphones, can't forget them. Let's get it, let's go.
Disney Channel stars grown in the Disney Genetic Engineering Lab will be unveiled to the public.
Right. Now, Tracy, most of our viewers are already familiar with a lot of the products that have come out of the Disney Lab. Yes, but how exactly do you create a Hilary Duff or a Miley Cyrus from scratch? Right. Well, we're going to find out exactly how it's done right now, because joining us live.
insemination at a rapid
of Disney Channel stars grown in the Disney Genetic Engineering Lab will be unveiled to the public.
Right. Now, Tracy, most of our viewers are already familiar with a lot of the products that have come out of the Disney
I know.
Lab. Yes, but how exactly do you create a Hillary Duff or a Miley Cyrus from scratch?
Right.
Well, we're going to find out exactly how it's done right now, because joining us live from the Disney Lab is one of their lead geneticists, Dr. Andrew Rourke. Welcome, Dr. Rourke. There's quite an operation you've got going on out there.
Thanks, Jim.
So the stars that we see on TV are actually grown right here?
That's correct. They're grown and developed here. We engineer their brains for advanced singing and dancing capabilities, even posing for photos. By the time they grow to desired size, these child stars are fully ready for the camera or the concert tours or whatever Disney chooses to put them in.
That is simply amazing. Now, how long does it take to actually create a star from scratch?
Well, not very long at all. We use the exact same DNA structure for all of our stars, and then we simply tweak minor details like hair color or skin tone.
Right, yeah, we do have some footage here of some of the well-known creations that have come out of your lab. Let's take a look.
Yes, well, that's model 6831-A, publicly known as Mitchell Musso, standard male base with a type 3 skin pigmentation.
Wow.
And that's model 6831-B. We give him slightly thicker eyebrows and type 5 skin.
Oh, so it's sort of like putting a puzzle together there.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Okay.
What in the...
That's how
What?
I'm feeling right now.
Is anybody else's brain doing fucking flips right now?
I'm talking about backflips.
This made my head hurt when I saw it. They putting it right out there to you.
Putting it right out there to us. I feel like personally, even if this is a joke, I feel like that there's still some truth hidden behind this joke that they're trying to tell us.
Identity confirmed. Mateo Torres, you are under arrest. Please put these on.
Why? I didn't do nothing. I'm just going to work.
Failure to comply will result in the use of non-lethal force.
Oh, that's
Final warning.
Please place your personal items into the box. This is a mistake. Can I speak to a human? Human?
Please proceed to cell block C14. Welcome to Correcticorp. We at Correcticorp Detention Facility want to make your stay the best it can be.
No, thank you. I want to speak to a lawyer.
Hi, I'm Ben Saperstein. And I am Halo. Do not worry, we are here to help.
Wow.
Public defender.
Please wait.
There is an 89.5% chance you will be found guilty.
Guilty of what?
This ruling will likely carry a sentence of 45 to 47 years in prison. I recommend that you plead guilty. A plea bargain may result in a lesser punishment of 5 to 7 years.
Plead guilty to what?
Are you sure you want to plead guilty?
No.
To confirm your decision.
No, I'm not guilty.
Are you sure you want to plead not guilty?
I didn't do anything.
I'm sorry. I didn't get that. Please try again.
I want to speak to a human being.
Would you like to place a call?
Yes.
Who would you like to call?
The chief of police. The human one.
Please accept the terms and conditions in order to place your outgoing.
Thank you for calling the LAPD. A human representative will be with you shortly. Please hold.
Hey, what does that mean?
You authorized the transfer of funds from your bank to place a call to
The chief of police. The human one.
at $3 per minute for 114 minutes.
What? You never said that. Shut up! Hey!
Are you going to sleep? Would you like the lights to be turned off for a more comfortable sleep?
Yes.
I'm sorry. You have insufficient funds to turn off the lights. Finding you have a lot of time on your hands? Learn a trade. Earn an hourly wage. Control of your life. Say handmade today.
Handmade.
Lunch is served.
I don't think.
There you are. I've been trying to call you.
Hi,
Where are you? Did you get a new apartment?
No, I'm in jail.
Dios mío.
Mama, we don't have much time. It costs money to talk.
Mateo. He's calling from jail.
Jail? There's been a mistake. I need money for a defense lawyer. $10,000.
$10,000?
I pay back somehow. I just need it. Otherwise, I'm gonna die here.
Wow.
You have insufficient funds.
Oh, fuck!
Mateo Torres, please enter a plea for your trial.
It hasn't even
Looks
been...
like your trial is ready. I strongly recommend you plead guilty. A plea deal will result in a lesser punishment of 5 to 7 years. Please say, I plead guilty to accept.
Wait!
Please state your plea.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Do you want to enter a guilty plea? Please say, I plead guilty to accept.
I plead guilty.
Say yes to confirm your guilty plea.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
I'm sorry, did you say yes? Please say yes to confirm.
No, not guilty! Not guilty! Ready to win.
God.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Torres. I'm looking through your file, and frankly, it doesn't look good. I strongly suggest you take the plea deal that they've offered you.
But I didn't do anything.
Mr. Torres. Damn it, not again.
What?
Son, stay there. Just wait.
What? So this is starting to confuse me now.
We hope you enjoyed your stay. Please exit the room to start the discharge process.
What?
Hi, Mateo. This is Anna. This is your second day of work. You've missed without notice.
We're sending you
Sorry, $35. Just wanted to let you know you're fired. Torres, all of us here at Handmade hope this message finds you well. We wanted to remind you that Handmade is hiring. We offer you the opportunity to work from the comfort of your own home.
Man, I wonder, is this like a show or something? Can anybody find what this is? Because I'm not going to lie, this was completely interesting. And I am interested to see if it's more episodes, seasons, or if this was just a short film. But I did enjoy this.
So today we're announcing a federal lawsuit against Meta. Meta, of course, is the parent company of Instagram and Facebook for knowingly harming the mental health of young social media users. In short, Meta intentionally designed its social media platform to be more addictive to kids and young people. This federal lawsuit and others across the country are the result of a multi-year bipartisan investigation by nearly every attorney general across the United States. Now, one thing I want to mention up front, it's important, is that Meta is claiming that many of their internal documents that we have sought through the process, including those showing that it knew is harming kids, should be kept confidential. And we are asking the court, of course, to make those documents public.
Oh my God. There's a lot of people that can agree right now. Like, this social media stuff, it messes with your head, man.
This is the insane privacy policy of TikTok that you agreed upon.
Oh my God. I read TikTok's terms of service. I went down a TikTok rabbit hole yesterday. I'm going to read you this because this is so crazy.
Is it good or bad?
Bad. This is from TikTok's privacy policy.
All right.
It said, we collect information about the device you use to access the platform, such as your IP address. This is really crazy. Identifiers for advertising purpose, device system, network type, device IDs, your screen resolution and operating system, app and file names and types. So all your apps and all your file names, all the things you have filed away on your phone, they have access to that. File names and types, keystroke patterns or rhythms. So they're monitoring your keystrokes, which means they know every fucking thing you type. Wow.
This is the insane privacy policy of TikTok that
you basically giving them a life until giving away your privacy. That makes sense.
Hey, Shalom, Cat, Most High Christ Bless. Check this out. Museum in Belgium, right? They've put hands all over the building. You will never know unless you looked up that these are hands. Esau's the damn devil. What? The whole building is a museum decorated with damn hands, chopped off hands of our forefathers.
Wow.
Look at that. This is a museum. When we tried to go in there to have a look, the guy's trying to say that it's closed and the section that we want is closed, although everything else is open. He's saying the section that we want is closed for the day. Unbelievable. Check that out. Decorated with hands.
Wow. That is crazy. That boy King Leopold of Belgium was completely, that entire bloodline in general was just, they was different.
I don't think y'all really know who Big Brother is. It's not the cameras that's Big Brother. It's the device that you're watching me on that's Big Brother. Not only does iPhone and other devices take pictures of you every 5 seconds, they know when you go to the bathroom, when you have sex, when you get out your car, when you take a shower, when you walk your dog. It's called data or data logs. Literally. And all these devices communicate with each other. Oh, you don't believe me? The cameras are just there for visual. Your phone updates and reports on you every second of the day. And this is for educational purposes only, because Big Brother is watching. Run that video, comment.
Big Brother is watching.
Share this with someone you love, care, and respect. What are you doing?
We know that Google is tracking us. We agree to it when we set up our phones. So we wanted to figure out what exactly Google is learning about us throughout the day. So here's what we're going to do. We have two identical phones. The only difference between these two phones is this one is in airplane mode. Both of the phones lack a SIM card, and they haven't been set up to access any Wi-Fi networks. So for all intents and purposes, these phones have no connection to a data network. We're going to keep them with us throughout the day. And while I travel around DC, we're going to figure out just what Google is finding out about me. Our first stop, Sim's Convenience Store, just outside our Fox Bureau, for a quick coffee. From there, we took a walk to the Capitol and took a quick walk around the Senate office buildings, and then decided to hop in a car and head around town. Hello. We're going to the Children's Hospital, please. To run our test, we had to do more than walk the block, so we took a tour around our nation's capital. First, due north to the Children's National Medical Center Hospital, then west to St. Albans School and the National Cathedral. Our tour around town was a 14-mile journey that lasted more than an hour. The entire